So just some final thoughts, David, from you. What's been one of the most inspirational things that you've taken away from the last month or so? Clearly, that there's been a lot of good has come out of a bad situation. Give us one or two of the most inspirational things that you've experienced.
I think the togetherness is key. I mean, both Victoria and Felicity mentioned it. I see it in, I'm lucky I live and work in this community, in this borough, and I see it around me, and I sense much more community spirit than I sensed before. Perhaps maybe only at Notting Hill Carnival did I see that community spirit before. Don't get me wrong, not everyone loves the carnival, and we might lose it this year, but I really see it. Everyone's out on the curbside of a Thursday evening. That's heartening. And I see a lot of people trying to help. I see youngsters in my place, they're not all fat cats who work in the city, right? These are youngsters 1 or 2 years out of school or 1 or 2 years out of university, and they've joined the NHS volunteer scheme. So I think that's been phenomenal. I think obviously the NHS staff themselves, the carers, putting themselves in the front line, not forgetting the guys, on the street corners running the corner shops, not just in the big supermarket brands, right? They have less space, they have less isolation, they have less access to whatever it is, gloves or sanitizer, but they're keeping the community going. I just love it if we could somehow bridge this inequality gap. And when I go back to it, it breaks my heart when I look at the youth not provided with opportunity in this borough when I know we can do it. And all I'd say there is, we have a lot of good in the borough. Let's celebrate the success of the borough. Let's celebrate the diversity of the borough. Let's celebrate the cultural mix we have here. And probably it's not going to be listening to an old grey-haired fella like me. There's pop stars who live in the borough, right? There's tech stars who live in the borough. There's great artists who live in the borough. So let's try and inspire the youth and take them away from the hands of the gangs or the gang leaders, because sometimes that seems to be just the last option for them. So I think if we can build on this community spirit and celebrate the success, then we have a chance of dragging everyone up and helping to bridge this divide we see today.
There's some inspiring thoughts there from David. Victoria, just before we finish, a couple of takeaways from you then on what needs to happen next. What is the call to action that you would like to make to businesses like LMAX Group and to others in the area and across London?
As David said, I think if there has been a positive thing coming out of this crisis, it has been the sense of togetherness, and we've seen for the second time actually the borough really coming together. People who knew us and were supporting us already, offering to see what more they could do, and people who were completely new to us coming and offering and just saying, what would be helpful. And then we get unprecedented donations from companies like LMAX, who just really blew us away with their generosity. And that gives us all hope, I think, and makes us think there are so many great people and great businesses in this borough who want to change it for the better. There has to be a way that we can do this. And I think it sets us all the challenge of not giving up and of working together to try and find solutions for the future. And I hope, as David says, I hope that we don't ever stop clapping on a Thursday. I mean, literally, we'll have to stop clapping on a Thursday at some point. But I hope we don't forget who those key workers were once this kind of feels like it's behind us. I hope we don't forget the lessons that we've learned from it, and we start really trying to focus on those people in the future.
That's a fantastic place to leave it. Thank you to Victoria Stewart Todd from the Kensington Chelsea Foundation, to David Mercer from LMAX Group, and from Felicity Buchan, MP for Kensington and Chelsea.